He will fill in the gap. He must connect the dots. Think of it like he sees you a certain way. And the Word of God, the Bible, sees you a certain way. We read that and we say, I'm going to believe this. But what do you think the process of that usually entails? This is what I believe is the process of this. This is the design, you know. It's this, he shows you that this is the way that I see you. Right? And he also shows you where you are and how you see yourself. And then there's two dots and you can't connect the dots, right? You can't draw the line. And the thing that's in between the gap of what he sees about you and what you see about yourself is unbelief. And we can look at unbelief as like this horrible bad thing, right? Because we're coming from this place where we don't see ourselves correctly. So we see ourselves as not enough. So having unbelief is not having enough belief, like not having enough faith, like not having enough trust. We feel like we're going to be punished because we don't have enough. We don't have enough. But it's not that. I don't see it as that. Unbelief, right? The thing that's between the gap of this is how I see you. This is how the Lord sees you. This is who you are. To this is how you see yourself, which you're seeing yourself through a broken perspective. You're seeing yourself through the lens of shame. You're seeing yourself through the lens of unbelief. Unbelief is the gap that's in there. He shows you, I see you this way, you see yourself that way. Now, you can't make yourself believe. You can't deal with this unbelief. I will have to build your faith that deals with the unbelief. But we try to put it upon ourselves because it's in the Bible. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. I am a royal priesthood. I am this. This is what God says about me. This is what God says about me. Because you have storms that come in and press on you and accuse you of being something that you're not. But you're influenced by these storms because you don't quite believe what God says about you, which constantly points to the gap you can't fill in your own life. And to me, this is intentional. And to me, this is good. Because he shows you that I will be the only one that can fill this gap. I will be the only one that gets you to see you for who you are. To see you through my eyes. I mean, who else is more qualified to do that? We try to do that for ourselves by using the Bible. But I feel like the Bible reads us and where we are, which then God uses to show the gap between the two perspectives, and that he must be the one to fill that gap, right? And the process of that is coming to know in all ways that you can't fill that gap. You can't get rid of that unbelief. And so you find your helplessness in that place. You find your weakness in that place. You find what you believe about your weakness in that place. You find that you believe what you believe about your weakness in this place because you don't see clearly. You find that you've been deceived in this place. You find that you just can't do it on your own in this place. So I like the Bible because the Bible reads where you are. Boom. This is what God says about me. But if you're honest with yourself, you don't believe that. You are willing to believe it, but I believe the process of coming to know the truth of you, coming to know the truth, right, that deals with the unbelief, is first recognizing that you're here and his perspective is here and you can't fill that gap. So he puts you in a position where you will see that he is the way maker. He is the promise keeper. Right? He is the one that's going to do it. He's the one that is going to shift the reality that is in you. Unbelief is a need to believe. And so many people try to cover this up with all of these like accessories, all these like clothings, all this clothing, all this like shit, all this religious activity, and they're restless because they're just trying to cover up the one place that they can't deal with on their own. The unbelief. Right? But he's with you there. He's with you in the need to believe. He's with you in that place. And he's like, I have a plan for this, but you're not going to be able to make this happen for yourself. This is not on you. I will show you who you are because I am your Father. It is on me.